Hello everyone, on the bench today I have a 1/72 scale M4 Sherman tank, a scale small enough to give these chunky monkey fingers a run for the money. I bought this kit simply because I thought it would be fun to take the Sherman and place it in a complete other fantasy world. And I've no idea why that last sentence came out all William Shatner Captain Kirk dramatic impression. Look, let's just roll the titles. My name is Aaron, and you're watching Terrain by Aaron. And so, with the kit laid out, I go about sticking my chunky fingers together while trying to piece this kit together. And I think at this point I want to put out a disclaimer and say I may have taken a few liberties with this kit, which means it's not 100% accurate. I left certain details off the build simply because of how I want to stage the tank shortly. So, professional model makers, my apologies. I'm a kit basher at heart and not trying to dropkick this into next week because of the frustration of the tiny little pieces was a struggle. But brute force and ignorance won the day. Now, you may want to look away. After spending an hour building this tank, I'm cutting it in half. No, I've not gone crazy or mad, although the other half would say differently. In order for my tank to be part of the fantasy world I thought of, it needs to lose a few pounds. And that isn't tank shaming, it's because I want my tank to look like it's driving out of a portal. That's right, you heard me correct. I thought, what if the Sherman tank was just rumbling along at the landing of D-Day and they see a strange lit up triangle in the ground and decide to drive through it. Now these guys in the tank don't know what a portal is, but they see the bright lights enticing them to drive closer and closer until they're sucked into a vortex and come out, well, I'm not quite sure yet because I've not built that bit yet, so even I can't tell you. Now because I build like other people draw, I come up with about 4 ideas and see which one of those ideas I can actually kind of build. Take for example the portal. I knew I wanted it to look like a water effect, but I don't know how to make that, so I grabbed some clear plastic and do a little test. Firstly, I'll try a little Mod Podge watered down and just splodge that onto the acetate just to see what it looks like. Next will be the gesso, which I'm still not entirely sure how to use this or what to do with it. The third one was scraping the barrel with some AK water gel effects. Now the gesso's not turned out right, but I do like this water effect here. But I'm not going to use that because there's nothing in it, so I'll go onto Amazon and order some new stuff. And with my testing on water effects completed, it's time to start a base for my half worked out idea. And while I do that, it's subscriber shoutouts. It's my way of saying thank you to all those who leave a comment. I reply to all, it's free to do so, and I'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment while you're liking this video. Also, if you see a hype tab next to the comment tab, smash it 3 times. That will help get this video pushed to a wider audience. It's free to you, but to me it really helps the channel. Thanks very much. With the base cut to size, I start on my portal or Stargate. Now I didn't want it to look round, so opted to do a triangle one. No particular reason other than it would be easier for me to cut out of the clear acrylic. Making sure I've got my sizes correct, I traced the template onto the acrylic and cut it out. Now I'm going to make 2 because I need to sandwich the little lights I've got for this project. These are known as bottle lights. I did try to go and get the filament lights, but even though they're €2 each, I wasn't willing to pay the €20 in postage, so I'm making do with what I have. And you know, I think this might work. There I am, just sandwiching the 2 acrylic pieces together. Get them right, Aaron, get them right. And I'm going to use some resin, you know, the UV resin, to try and glue these two plates together. So it's only bloody worked, hasn't it? If I'd used the glue, I was afraid it would have misted up the clear acrylic sheet. By using the UV resin, it's given me a clearer seal. I call that a win. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to drop the Stargate just slightly into the base, so it's going to hide some of the lights at the bottom. It will also hide the on-off switch as well. To make the edge around the Stargate, I'm using some 2mm AK construction foam. Now, I've not used this before, but I'm hoping it's just like the XPS foam board. I have to say it's easier to cut than the blue XPS foam. So there's the outer bits. I made two, and then using some tin foil, I'm just going to give it a little texture. And yes, there was a boo-boo. I did break it. I look at this channel as you're always learning something new, and yeah, well, I learned that you've got to be delicate with this stuff. So as I glue the construction foam down, I best do a code word for this build. If you're leaving a comment, leave the code word in the comment so I know you got here before skipping to the glamour shots. And the code word is straw hat. Please also like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Now the foam has concealed the lights, but I've got light leakage along the edges. So with a mixture of gesso and some baking powder, I'm going to see if I can seal all these light leakages in. If that makes sense. Now I've not tried or tested this idea out, but hopefully once I get it all mixed up and slap it down, it should seal all these little gaps I have in the foam. I gave the gesso time to dry, and then I'm going to start applying just a simple black acrylic paint to the base. Well, like I thought, while I'm painting the gesso mixture, it's still a little bit soft, so I'm being very gentle as gentle can be, whatever that means. So once everything is dried, I'll hit the base with some PVA glue and sprinkle some scenic sand down on top of it. While the base dries, I'm going to start painting the Sherman, so hit it with a primer first. I'm an impatient person, so I'm just going to bring out Jeff the hairdryer to dry it all quickly. And then I try and match the paint that I have with the paint on the artwork of the box. As usual, I struggle with the transfers using my chunky monkey fingers. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, what could be the baddie for this build? You know, the one thing that you don't want to see once you've gone through a portal or Stargate. Unfortunately, I can't scratch build an ex-mother-in-law, so I'll opt for the next best thing. An orc, four-legged monstrosity. And that's what I do. Do a bit of scratch building now. So I dive headfirst into my many bit boxes and pull out lots of different shapes and things and start building a four-legged walker. Now this vehicle for the orc isn't going to be a fancy dancy thing that is in the, I don't know, Warhammer universe canon sort of stuff. This is going to be my own version of something. And my thinking for this quick build is, you know, the terrible spider from the Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline? Well, that's what it's kind of going to be, kind of, loosely. I made an orc from mashed up pieces of leftover orc boys. Primed the scratch build I am going to affectionately call the Spider Orc, and gave the Spider Orc vehicle a little smidge of red. Then caressed the other parts with a dry brush. until I have an off-the-cuff scratch build orc four-legged walker. Back to the Sherman tank because I needed to finish that off with the wheels using some pigment powders. Happy with how the Sherman came out with all the weathering, it was time to cut down the tank tracks and get this bad boy stuck onto the base. So this was a leap of faith. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I carefully cut off the tracks and hoping I hadn't stuffed anything up this far into the build, I placed it on my Stargate, and it actually looked like how I planned it. Like the tank is driving through the portal. After a few tweaks just to get it nicely sat against the acrylic, the tank was ready to glue down to the base. By that time my new bottle of water effects had arrived, so I'll quickly dab some of this on. And to make the paste look less like it was dabbed on with a paintbrush, I'll go in with my airbrush just to try and coax some of the waves into the paste. And then, as recommended on the bottle, I have to leave this for 24 hours, so it's 24 hours of waiting to see if I've stuffed this idea up. Which is a nice link to the glamour shots. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hype this video, and do that to your favourite other scratch builders as well, because we're getting left behind at the moment with all this AI stuff that's being thrown out there, and every little thing that you do to engage with the channel really helps us all. So thanks for watching and keep scratching that build, everybody.